lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tia, aka Teacup Simmer, and this is a update video because The Sims 4 put out an 18-year update patch that came out yesterday, and they included a couple different things that they gave to us for free because free stuff is always awesome. And I wanted to go over those with you guys because some of the things that they included I feel like are worth commentary, and considering we don't really do this type of stuff on the channel, it is going to be a slightly different format. So if you guys are more interested in my commentary about which I'm going to be talking about, which are the skin tones, I'll leave a link in the description box. You guys can go directly to the commentary. If you guys want to just hear the update information about the update, I will start that now. So basically the update patch, I'll leave a link to in the description box, the information on that. So it goes, we got some updates on some bugs, and we also got a hair, some skin tones, and a t-shirt from the Sims team. So I'll leave a link to the blog as well where they included information about what they gave us. But the hair looks pretty interesting. It's just big curly hair. It reminds me a little bit of Grease if I think about it, with like how like fluffy and curly it is. Like you would need, your mom would need to put rollers in to get that type of look. It's not something that I know I would use a lot for my Sims. However, it does look really great with a beanie, so I'm perfectly fine with putting my Sims in that if they have like really curly hair. When it comes to the t-shirt, I'm not fond of it. It looks like some really bad custom content. It just has like 3 plumb bobs on it in different colors, and it gives you a couple swatches of different colors for the overall t-shirt. I'm not really fond of the t-shirt actually. And then we got a bunch of different skin tones. So we got a bunch of in-between skin tones. It looks like they added some warmer tones to some of the darker colors. When it comes to the darker skin tones, nothing really looks like real, not necessarily real, but like nothing really looks like I wanted to. I don't particularly like the skin tones. I don't like the skin tones that they added. It looks there, some of them look just really red, others don't. Others look the same. Some of the lighter skin tones that they changed up I kind of like a little bit more, but overall, I'm not really fond of the free stuff that we got in this update, other than the hair. The hair was nice, but everything else, the t-shirt, the skin tones, I don't really like too much. I have more information on the skin tones. If you guys want to hear about my commentary, we can go through that right now. So overall, since The Sims 4 put out that update, the skin tones are something that a lot of Simmers have been asking for a really long time. So, and we were supposed to be getting, I thought we were getting a lot of in-between colors, undertones, some more browns, some more realistic colors. It doesn't seem like that's the case, but overall, the community was always been asking for more skin tones in The Sims 4. So I would consider myself African American. If you guys look at all of my channel art and all of the depictions of me, they show me as African American. Even my vlogs from like a while ago, it's pretty apparent. But when it comes to the Sims, the Sims have always gotten a lot of backlash from the African American community and a lot of minority communities due to the fact that they seem to lack a lot of representation when it comes to promotional material, skin tones, hair. And so a lot of the African American community has made their own custom content. We've gotten a lot of updates for that recently for The Sims 4, so they've been trying a lot. So they've been including some more diverse art, clothing, hairstyles to kind of mitigate some of the previous issues that people have had with their cultural diversity. If you guys would like, I can do a different video on some of the cultural issues The Sims has had in the past. My major was in sociology, so it's something that I have a lot of experience in talking about, but we can do that in a different video. But regarding the skin tones, my impression that I've been getting from the blog specifically, and from some Simmers that I've looked at when people have done update videos, people talking about it online, I've been getting the impression that people want us to celebrate this as some sort of treat this as some sort of celebration that we're getting more skin tones. And to be honest, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of giving a company a gold star for something they should have done a long time ago. I, when we got gender fluid clothing, I was in favor of celebrating that because that was somewhat progressive, considering that in US society, we just recently started recognizing gender fluidity as a concept. Not everybody recognizes it as valid, even though it is, but people are starting to recognize it as a concept, that people have these different types of gender experiences and sexual preferences and all of these different things. And it wasn't until about 2015 that we got gay marriage became legal in the US. And that was a historic occasion. And I was happy to be alive to witness that occasion. And so getting gender fluid clothing in The Sims 4 was a great thing to celebrate. And it was a great thing to make a big deal because it was something that we finally got. It was a level of representation that people had finally recently gotten. And we wanted to make sure it was, at least it looked like the Sim team wanted to make sure that it was showcasing in the game. And we've had this game since 2014 for The Sims 4, and I don't think new skin tones have the same level of impact and the same level of significance as that type of celebration. Sims has been out since 2000. The Sims 4 has been out since 2014. It shouldn't take 4 years to start getting skin tones that look like actual people. Taking out of the equation that the actual skin tones that they did give us this time, I don't actually like. I don't actually think that they actually do what they were intended to do, which was include more diverse colors. I don't think they did that. I don't think they got to that point. Now, I understand that people would want to just enjoy this new edition of skin tones, and a lot of people don't think that we should criticize the company because the point is to encourage diversity. And I completely understand that perspective, because diversity should be encouraged because it's not normal or not considered normal in a lot of areas of society, like education, academia, the workplace. In a lot of areas, people don't consider diversity as something that is a given in a lot of areas. However, regardless of norms, diversity should be the default setting. It should be that we have representation. It shouldn't be that, oh, only one group is represented until people make a fuss about it, or the team decides to, okay, we can just add it later when we want to. That just basically insinuates that diversity is somehow different than normal, which goes against the entire point of diversity, which is to showcase that differences, that people having differences is a normal state of life. People are always in life are always going to be different than you. If you're in a location or an area that doesn't have a lot of diversity, then maybe that's normal for your way of life or where you're living. But in a lot of places, definitely in the US, it's not normal, or it is normal to have lots of different people or interact with lots of different people throughout your life that look different, speak different, have different backgrounds. So it should be considered normal for differences to be part of a game, or even just specifically, especially a life simulation game. So my preference for this situation, as just to make sure that this wouldn't have been an issue, would have had this be part of the game originally, but that's not necessarily what was going to happen. But my secondary preference would have been for them to include it as just a regular update, as something that would have been included just when we got random new hair. We could have gotten all this stuff as just a random update, not for the 18 year. It could have just been something they dropped in November or December or whenever, and it would have just been a, hey guys, we've been working on this here, rather than making it part of an 18-year celebration that, based on all of the information I've looked at, they want us to celebrate the skin tone thing, which, how well they did it aside, it shouldn't be something that needs to be celebrated. It should be a given. It should be already part of the discourse of the community, because currently it already is. Currently the community has already recognized that this is a problem, which is why we have great content creators and CC creators who have gone out of their way to create different different skin tones for people to use. I know me personally, even with this new update, I'm still going to be using the Melanin pack that I have, Melanin pack 2, I believe, and I'll leave a link to the amazing creators and everyone who, and I think I have another one that's called Tan, that is another overlay that adds like a slight tint to different skin tones, and that's what I use for making my Sims look, either my like Sims that are darker, my Sims that are mixed, my Sims that are have different backgrounds. I use that custom content pack because I feel like it makes my Sims look like like actual people, rather than someone with a really strange darker skin tone that doesn't necessarily look like anything in real life. And I definitely understand a lot of people not wanting to use custom content, and that's perfectly fine. However, those are the custom content pieces I use because I feel like the Sims default settings for their skin tones isn't sufficient. But these are just my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours. I don't do this often because it was a topic I felt really strongly about. I thought I should give my opinion, and this is just my opinion. It's not necessarily something that everyone has to share. If your opinion differs from mine, we can definitely have a discussion about it. Please leave your response or in the comments. Please be polite. I'm perfectly fine with having discussions with people either over email, over Twitter, in the comment section, but I feel like this is something that a lot of Simmers talk about a lot, but we don't really get anything out of it. But then when we finally get something like this, it's part of a celebration for 18 years of a game. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know down in the comments. If you have your own thoughts, put them in the comments as well. Just for a shout out, the art that I used for Athena today was by Sunny. I'll leave a link in the description box to her Discord. I'm going to be using a lot of artists from our community to do these types of videos because I think it's a great way to showcase some amazing people. I know there are lots of artists in our community who are really great at drawing cats and other things. So if you guys want to submit some emotion avatars for me to use, just send them to my email, teacupsimmer@gmail.com, and I'll be able to pick those up, and maybe I'll use them in one of our update videos or one of our talk videos, just because I find it a little bit more interesting for me to use all of these rather than just you guys staring at a screen switching pictures. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and please subscribe if you really love me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.